So welcome back, TMG family. Now listen, man, welcome back to the wonderful world of drones. And this video is going to be the 15 scariest things caught on drones, right? Now, if you was watching one of my last videos, man, I told y'all, like, drones is something that I'm interested in, but I want to be the smart person that goes and, like, find somebody who's well-versed on drones and can teach me instead of going to get one, taking it out the pack, playing around with it and smashing it into a wall, right? I'm interested in drones, man. So I want to get me one, but we're going to get into some of these. And this looks crazy. Look at this on the screen right now. This is somebody, it looks like they spying on somebody. I don't know what they could be doing down there on a drone. Look like they knew, man. Little perverts, man. Stop spying on people with drones, bro. And let's get into this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave me a like, and let's get to it. Here we go.
Nobody on this list knew they were going to see some of the scariest things ever caught on camera.
Is that a cat?
Knew they were going to see some of the scariest things ever caught on camera with their drone. Number 5. Scary locations never to fly your drone over. Not too long ago, a drone pilot named Fovisa makes it.
Now that's dope right there. That's something I would type of footage I would love to get with a drone.
Scary discovery over Lake Berryessa, California that freaked out the entire internet. It's barely visible from a distance and probably invisible to passing traffic too, which only makes it all the scarier. But get a closer look, and hidden in the water is this dangerous swirling hole that looks like it was never meant to be there. People speculated that a sinkhole had opened up and was slowly swallowing the earth. What's even scarier is when he goes inside of the hole, it makes you feel like you're not going to live much longer. This is what your last moments on Earth would look like if you ever swam too close. In reality, this is actually a spillway, and its purpose is to keep the nearby dam from overflowing.
Oh, see, I don't know much about dams, and he had me right. He had me hook, line, and sinker with that one, bro. I was like, oh, what does this mean? Where is this at? I don't need to go there. Stay away.
It was also made by engineers and thankfully not a freak accident. I just wanted to clear up the rumors and also give you a little peek inside one of the creepiest locations in all of California. Letting police use drones has been a touchy subject for some time, and they recently have developed something that's adding a whole new level to the debate. These mini drones are small enough to fit under your door or through a partially open window. Here's one flying through somebody's garage, briefly going through the rafters before entering their living room, possibly through a vent, to check if they are breathing before arresting them for a warrant, all without physically entering his home. You can see he looks like a giant.
So you mean like all without physically entering his home? That's still entering his home, wouldn't it be? They always find a way around something. There's always a loophole for something. No, we didn't come in there without a warrant. We sent the drone in. Huh? And that may or may not hold up in court. You don't know. Like, that's crazy.
Compared to the drone, which is easily 100 times smaller and so quiet that he doesn't even wake up. So do you feel comfortable with law enforcement having these based on what you've just seen? Or do you think there's too much potential for this technology to be misused? Either way, certain departments have been using them for months now, and they may be coming to a precinct near you, just hopefully not for you. This drone owner decides to memorialize his cat by stuffing it and making it into a drone.
That's kind of sickening a little. That looks real, bro. A dead stuffed cat. That is, and he turned it into a drone. I don't know how to feel about that.
Or a quadcopter if you want to get technical about it, since it has 4 propellers. The cat's wide-eyed expression is really creepy because it looks like it's afraid for its life, even though the worst has already happened. Don't get me wrong, I do see the humor in this, and I think it looks so bizarre that it is almost kind of funny. But at the same time, I can see how some people think it's disrespectful to animals.
Yeah, like, that's what I was thinking, like, that's, I don't find it funny at all.
And shouldn't exist. So I was wondering what your opinion on this was, and if you think they took it too far. My question is, where did they put all of the electronics? A drone flies directly over to a neighbor's house and starts buzzing around their yard for a bit. It doesn't exactly fly up to their windows or anything blatantly intrusive, but it does check out their house from all four sides in a way that I find creepy and possibly against the law, since this is private property and not theirs. At 1 minute, it nearly takes out the power lines connected to their house. I don't know if this was intentional or what. It probably wasn't, but that would have been costly. It might even have started a fire if the drone burned up and landed in the grass. The drone eventually loses control and gets stuck in a tree, which makes me think this could be a younger kid who doesn't know any better as opposed to a full-grown adult. Whatever their age is, I doubt their neighbors would appreciate being watched like this, assuming of course that this video is real in the first place. Number 4.
I can see it now. The law is starting to come about drones, man, if there aren't some out there. And I think there are some out there, you know, and there are, because I think we saw a couple of videos where this cop rolled up on this guy flying his drone or something like that. But yeah, it's a lot more rules and regulations are to come with these drones, man. Seriously.
Scary people droning on. On April 8th, 2020, a drone uncovers a sobering situation unfolding over Hart Island, New York, that leaves its pilot terrified. A team of workers decked out in white head-to-toe hazmat suits.
Those look like, could be like caskets.
Supervise a forklift as it pushes dirt over a ditch full of crates, with a second ditch waiting to be filled as well. Those maintaining distance are not wearing biohazard suits, but government black suits instead, and appear to have no interest in going near what's ever in these crates. A closer look at the crates reveals they are more like the shape of a human, and given Hart Island's history as a temporary burial ground, it's scary to think what might be inside. Tell me what you think could be causing them to treat this cargo with such caution, because I'm just not sure. Here's something that would be pretty creepy to see outside of a controlled environment. Someone piloting a drone with their mind. But that's exactly what this University of Florida researcher is doing here. With special electrodes attached to their head, they are able to move the drone in all directions merely by thinking about it. My question is if there's any long-term physical effects of manipulating stuff with your mind, and also what would happen if you thought about it going in 2 directions at once. Would you be brave enough to put one of these on your head and give it a try? It looks like it could be fun, but then again, maybe I should wait and see how it works out with the other people first.
Look like it'll give you like a huge headache after a while, you know what I'm saying? I'm not Magneto, man. I like not Magneto, but who is Professor X? The one was able to do that stuff with his mind. Yeah, I'm not that person.
A drone pilot is flying around his neighborhood and gets some aerial video of the highway before deciding to take it closer to where he lives. This is his house, so keep an eye on it when the camera moves back down. At 30 seconds, this small, all-white figure can be seen inching up his driveway towards his home. It's not him, and he wasn't even home at the time. No car is pulled up, so it isn't the mailman, and there doesn't appear to be any car in the driveway at all. Just when it reaches the doorway, the camera moves up, and when it gets back in place, the figure is gone. The drone pilot went home straight away and saw no signs of forced entry or any tracks. So was this a ghost? Someone with no car and the wrong address? Or what? A YouTuber named
That's when you look at if you got kids, preferably a son or a daughter. If you got kids, that's all you could have is a son or a daughter. But anyway, if you got kids, that's when you know your kids are sneaking people into your house. Then we're gonna have some problems, especially if I got a girl.
Sunday Rides takes a stroll through the neighborhood, and I think this is the moment a man sees it and thinks he's spying on him. Sunday Rides reaches the edge of the neighborhood and turns around over the stranger's house, and I think this is what makes him angry enough to step out and confront the drone. I don't know if Sunday Rides was innocently turning around or if he was singling out this person.
He throwing like Miller Lite cans out. I was thinking because of the way he was throwing, he ain't have like no distance on his throw or nothing, no type of accuracy. He didn't look like he put no type of arm strength. So I was thinking maybe he's intoxicated. Then I saw the Miller Lite cans. Yes, he is.
But even if he was, the neighbor probably should have just gone inside and called police if he felt like he was being harassed. I don't think making a mess out of their own lawn is the best solution. Sunday Rides decides to have some fun with the situation and then flies back home. Hopefully he doesn't get tracked down after this, because I think it was a simple misunderstanding. Number 3. Creatures who will eat your drone. I think this next video is just a man in a suit, but I wanted to get your opinion. They move fast for a supposedly large humanoid, and the way they run looks like a smaller person inside of a costume that doesn't weigh much. They run with their arms up until they remember what they're doing and let them hang a little. Also, I'm not a cryptid expert, but I think something this large would probably lean forward when it runs, instead of standing straight up.
It looked like he looked up at the drone, though. It looks like he's looking at it.
This cryptid-finding thermal imaging drone manages to detect the heat signature of a cryptid walking through the forest late at night. It looks somewhat convincing at first, except for one glaringly obvious flaw. At 8 seconds, the arms become really floppy, and I think they are forearm extensions sometimes used as a theater prop. The suit itself looks good except for the arms, which look really thin, especially at 14 seconds, and stick out at a weird angle from the elbow. So while I have my doubts about this one, there is one thing I can't explain. It does seem to be giving off a heat signature, which I don't think someone in a costume could do. It should be almost all blue since the outfit has no circulatory system. Aldo's World TV doesn't know what to expect when he and his friend Amir take a drone into the woods from the safety of their own car.
Where?
Right there, right there. There's like something.
What's that?
I think it's a coyote. There's like something in the trees. Right there, you see it? It's right there, it's right there.
I literally don't
It's like
see it.
moving. It's right in front of you, right there.
Oh,
It's moving, right?
They aren't able to go far off the trail because of the thick tree line, but after a while they do see a mysterious creature down on
What the f is that? What is that?
all fours that looks straight at them. It has beady dark circles for eyes and porcelain skin that matches the description of a skinwalker. But when they get closer, it just looks like somebody in a white skin suit on all fours. At least that's what I see. I don't know why they didn't just fly up higher for a better view and maybe follow it back to its hideout. Instead, they for some reason go back to the car and don't report it to any park officials, which doesn't seem realistic to me. But
Right.
if I'm wrong, then I wonder what it was, and if it was near the trail to prey on someone passing by. Bruce Austin 3D takes his drone to Stony Point Park for some train spotting and promptly gets confronted by a large number of angry insects. This is near the same location where a boy was once hospitalized by a swarm of bees while riding his bicycle, and this is probably similar to what he saw as he pedaled for his life. I was surprised by just how large they are, more like the size of a full-grown wasp than the ones I'm used to seeing. Someone tell me what variety these are, because they followed his drone for a long distance and were highly aggressive. Here's a clue that might help. Their venom is so...
What was that movie with Macaulay Culkin in it where he died from like the bee stings and all that? It's like super throwback. Was it My Girl? Super throwback movie though. Super throwback. Where my movie buffs at?
Powerful. He touched his face after handling his drone, and venom from the bug guts burned his skin for 15 minutes of agony in his words. Here's a scary drone video that I don't see any way to fake. Stromedy heads deep into the bayou to see what kind of creatures would even be strong enough to survive. The swamp water is almost impossible to see down, and they're starting to think they might not find anything at all. But just when they're about to give up, they find what
look at the gator!
they're looking for.
That's actually an alligator.
Look at it, it's another one!
Yeah, right there. Look on the left. No, we actually hit a jackpot, bro.
They're safe in their car and still nervous as one of the gators hungrily moves forward.
Oh, he is.
He is! Yeah, dude, he's trying to eat us.
Tell me if you think this gator is looking for a meal or looking to protect its territory.
I'm just
Look,
guessing.
look, watch. If he moves this way, 100%.
Oh, he is.
He is.
A city skyline
That's insane. Stay out the swamps, bro. Stay out the swamps. Within seconds, they had to run up on two.
is interrupted by a tiny white pea-sized circular object that goes racing by. It's not an insect because it looks too large in proportion to the drone itself. Some say this could be a tiny spaceship full of creatures, but I think that's kind of a stretch. Someone else suggested this could be a pellet, and I agree this is a possibility. If that's what it was though, then there probably would have been more than one coming at the drone. Whatever this is, it never appeared again, and nobody has been able to solve this mystery since June 21st of 2019. Number 2. Creepy anti-drone clowns. Mike Cass once used his drone to track the whereabouts of a clown on the loose in his hometown of Carlsbad, California. First, he finds someone who may or may not have been in a clown outfit, wandering.
Yeah, I know how I feel about that, man. That whole little wave of people who was just walking around in clown suits scaring people, man. It's a lucky a lot of them didn't die. It's a lucky, they so lucky, man. They play that on certain parts of the country. There's certain parts of the country they will not dare do that stuff in because most of the people around there are packing and they will take you out without even blinking twice thinking about it.
Around this blown out building. It's somewhat difficult to tell from this distance, but I think they could be wearing one. Mike eventually finds this building, but no one's there, yet it looks like a strange man could have been behind him all along. Mike doesn't find another trace of them for almost a full year. Then one random flight session, it's back.
Yeah, so basically,
And once again, the hunt is on. This clown has been surprisingly good at hiding in the past, but Mike's drone sees it all. 4 days later, it finds itself cornered. I'm surprised Mike was able to see it, because I think it blended in well and looked like an animal at first.
yeah. What is that?
Can't lie, I really want a drone now.
Probably nothing. Yo! What the heck? Yo! Oh my god! Look at this!
With its bright red hair, I was wondering how this clown was able to hide it all, but when it lays down, it seems to only show black parts of its outfit. This would actually be impossible to see if you were on the ground, especially if you weren't looking. Walking by a clown lying in wait is not something I want to think about for long. Mike Cass chases it into the woods until power lines force him to back off. After being chased like that, the clown must have picked other places to stay because it was never seen or heard from again. A YouTuber named Mikey Mamps became fascinated with the legends of Clinton Road, a haunted place in New Jersey where everything from psychos to phantom trucks are said to chase people and sometimes even end lives. After an unsuccessful night of ghost hunting, Mikey Mamps decides to pilot his drone down the road during the daytime, figuring that the noise would attract the attention of whatever's out there. Sure enough, this odd fellow is walking down Clinton Road. It almost connects with the drone before Mikey flies out of range, at which point the clown takes off. Aside from the bright wig, their outfit blends in with the scenery surprisingly well. and they easily manage to slip away, knowing exactly where to hide. It's impossible to see where it is until it steps out for an ambush at the time of its choosing, a tactic I'm sure it's tried on countless people before. Mikey manages to avoid another rock, and the clown, realizing it's been outsmarted, decides to run again. It seems like it's been caught for sure, but then it does something that gives Clinton Road its supernatural reputation.
Where'd you go?
It seemingly disappears. I've got a challenge for you.
It seemingly disappears. No, I saw him. Look back here. We saw him.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, I'll see him right up in here. Let me back it up again. Right up in here.
Where'd you go?
Right there. Right there. What do you mean disappeared? He was right there.
Seemingly disappears. I've got a challenge for you to find out. Number 1. Ways not to use your drone. Matt Maniaci lives near an airport with flight restrictions and heard that something weird and possibly bad happens to anyone who tries to fly a drone in. He isn't sure if it's true or not, so he decides to go right up to the no flight zone marker on his GPS and powers on his drone. The only thing left to do
See, that's me too. Maybe that's why I don't need a drone, man. I'd be doing stuff like that too.
now is violate federal aviation regulations and see what
Never mind. No, I wouldn't. Restrict that last comment from the records.
happens. I was half expecting Homeland Security to come out in a van, or maybe even for his drone to randomly stop working. But instead, in his words,
Just goes kind of sideways.
he presses forward, but the drone refuses to budge. Something is holding it back without damaging it, and I want to know how. Is this a low-level electromagnetic frequency jammer device? If not, how do you think it's being done? I'm glad he didn't get in trouble, because it's probably not a good idea to post a video potentially violating any laws, or maybe this is legal to begin with. Tell me if you think it is or not. A drone
He probably watching his house now because he probably did see something he wasn't supposed to see.
over the water sees a boat and randomly decides to follow it to see what happens. He awkwardly follows them for over 2 minutes while they point at him and seem pretty confused as to why they're being followed. There's nothing for them to do except wait for him to stop recording them and go find something else to do. I guess it's not really against the law because there's no expectation of privacy in public, but it's still kind of a weird thing to do considering people are in their bathing suits and did not agree to do this.
Right. Super creepy, dude. You're super creepy, dude.
It's also somewhat of a boating hazard too, because the person steering has to be distracted. Let me know what you think about this video, and if you think he's violating any laws.
Super violating laws.
If not, should the laws be stricter to prevent this kind of recording?
Yes.
I guess they're all fully aware the drone is there, but I could also see why people would be stressed out if it happened to them. A man claims to have been followed for over a year by strange drones.
Today's August 8th, Friday, August 8th, 2019. It's been hovering there, it's just there.
He about to get abducted.
Ordinarily, I'd have trouble believing such a claim, but he has had lots of weird evidence that makes me wonder what's really going on. This is what they look like to the human eye. 3 different lights that look mysterious. This still image captures all 3 of them at once. The first 2 look the same size, but the third one looks smaller, farther away. If you've ever seen lights like this around your house, tell me what you think they are. The way they change colors is disorienting and odd. I thought maybe this was special effects.
They watching you, bro. They are watching you.
That 1 minute he shows this is completely normal video. The lights look similar in each video, like a fingerprint every time he zooms in. And there are way too many videos like this one on his channel for him to fake. So what do you think is going on here? Is he being watched? Or is this all somehow in his mind?
But yeah, this is earlier today, and I'll go to another video where it's darker.
Mike Maps returns to Clinton Road, determined to catch something scary on drone at night. He and his friend are less worried about clowns and more interested in seeing if a phantom truck really does disappear at the end of Clinton Road. Like the legends say, it isn't long until a truck, phantom or not, passes by them and they try to follow it from above. Everything is going well until suddenly they lose sight of the truck, almost like it disappears, and the drone remains frozen in midair where the truck was last seen.
Here. Use your phone. Yeah. Show my hand. Look. This is full throttle forward, and then show the drone. Watch. I'm full throttle. Look. Show my hand. Show my hand.
Bro, stop moving. Stop it.
Look,
Stop.
it's going back. Look. It's going back.
Going backwards. Oh my god.
It suddenly takes off on its own, and they find it stuck in a tree. But here's the weirdest part. While it's up there, it starts flashing red for no reason, much like the brake lights of a truck. What do you think about this? Is this proof that the legends are true?
And it's blinking red too.
A drone user takes matters into his own hands to break up a noisy party late at night with some Roman candles by the looks of it. The partygoers all scatter and flee as the
People are taking this whole like citizens arresting. Yo, they taking this thing too far, man. Like, why don't you just let the authorities take care of it? Call them, tell them it's a disturbance. Go about your business, bro. This dude takes a drone, equips it with a Roman candle, and just starts firing and letting it off into the, like, that's crazy.
drone launches low-powered Roman candles directly at them and their cars. Roman candles don't really do a lot of damage on impact, but what happens if someone took one to the eye? Which has a pretty good chance of happening considering everyone is looking straight up. There's also a power line nearby that gets hit at 18 seconds, fortunately the pole and not any of the wires, before the next one goes straight into a tree, so this probably really wasn't a good idea. These videos are so scary, they'll
Listen, man, I've seen people like have like Roman candle like fights, play fights, chasing each other, shooting Roman candles at each other, bro. Crazy, man. But let me know what y'all thought about this video, man. 15 scariest things caught on drones, fam. And was that dude spying on them a violation? If you agree like I do you think they should make like stricter laws or rules about drone flying and people's privacy? I do, man. Like, them people weren't bothering anybody. Leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Now, they'd have been wrong if they'd have pulled a piece out and shot your drone down. You'd have been hurt. You'd have been hurt, right? Listen, leave people alone. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a like, share the video, subscribe, and stick around and stay tuned to the next reaction of my peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.